Hello, everybody. Testing 1, 2, 3. And anyone type in chat? Oh, oh, my goodness. Oh, I did it. Okay. Boy, man, oh my goodness. Last 3 days have been crazy. Working so hard at this. I did it all by myself. I don't know how I did it, but I got it. Thanks, Carol. Pray for Kay. Kay's not feeling well today. I think this one has at least 85, but I think we should go on this one more. I got 7 showing, Carol, so hopefully we'll get people in here. Larry, I've been having the last 4 days going crazy, and I figured out the camera. I had to go on YouTube with the settings. I don't know how I got it, but I hope that doesn't happen anymore. We're going to have 2 shows today, so we'll get everything caught up on all the intel the last 3 days. Yeah, we're just going to be sitting way here for a bit till we get people in here. A lot of people are probably at church right now, so we'll go ahead and do a small show. Then we'll come back here tonight. So News Force didn't have a update on her update yet, so we're okay with that caught up. I don't think there's no Billy Bean out the last 2 days. We'll give it till 3 more minutes here. 10 after we'll go. Not many's in here, but at least I can get people know I'm back. See how many shit I got on this channel. Yep. So I got about the same. I got 85, so it's the same amount I normally have. Testing. Testing. I think the echo's gone. Okay, we'll go ahead and start off with the newest one on that one guy. It came out this morning thing, and then we'll go back and do a few other ones. So we'll get started. Hopefully I log in Telegram now. Six, 7, 7, 8, 2. And I got it logged in. And here we go for the first intel. Last couple of days.
I'm going for a store.
Hey, leave him alone. Why are you gonna arrest me? He's a U.S. citizen.
This was a guy who said he was a U.S. citizen fleeing from federal agents after they say he slashed the tires on one of their vehicles.
So over the past few weeks, it's become normal for activists to take on ICE when they make arrests at places like Home Depot. However, these agitators are now outraged, accusing the Trump administration of throwing out the rule book by ordering agents to stop deporting illegal immigrants and instead arrest anyone who gets in their way, which, as you're about to see, has become a major obstacle to the plans of those who hate law
This
enforcement.
is
Take a look. As soon as we pulled up to a local Home Depot out here, suspected illegal immigrants started taking off running in all different directions as soon as they saw federal agents. That led to several different foot pursuits.
The video shows masked agents arresting at least one man.
Be careful. This could happen to you. This could happen to your family. It's not about you being legal or illegal anymore. It's about you being brown. My husband would have never gotten targeted if he was white.
In the video that Andrea shared, you can hear one of the agents saying that Jose flattened a tire. Listen to this clip.
He just flattened a tire.
KCRA3 obtained these images of the tires allegedly slashed.
What is it like for the ICE officers today? Because I wouldn't want to do this job right now.
It's hard for them right now because when you have these lunatic leftists that are out there antagonizing crowds, calling on violence on ICE officers, you have elected officials calling on violence and the doxing of ICE officers. It's extremely stressful. It's stressful on them, stressful on their families.
Records checks came back on one of the guys already, showing that he is an aggravated felon with a prior conviction for.
So one of the men who ambushed ICE agents in Texas was caught after a week on the run. But what nobody's talking about is people like this, they could become heroes to the progressive militants in our country who hate law enforcement and don't want to see them succeed, if they're allowed to keep assaulting them, which now looks to be a terrible idea, as federal agents who make America safe and get crooks off the streets are now allowed to do more than just arrest the targets of their operations, which means in addition to tracking down federal fugitives in the country illegally, they can stop what they're doing and arrest anybody who interferes. And it's about time, because if you or I were to interfere with a local police traffic stop on the side of a random street somewhere, we'd be in the back of that police car faster than the person they pulled over. Yet somehow immigration officers are expected to react differently. Of course they can't do that. And if ICE can't stand its ground, dangerous fugitives will continue to escape and then go on to possibly harm the law-abiding as they flee into sanctuary strongholds and progressive cities across America, places they use as bases to plan and commit criminal activity anywhere they want. And this brings us to the real reason we're getting so many news reports of ICE arresting and detaining U.S. citizens. These are people in America legally who are engaging in illegal behavior. And when Americans get in the faces of federal officers, they now face dire consequences. As they should, because this type of activity just puts everyone at risk. The agitators themselves, law enforcement officers, and even the fugitive who federal agents are trying to safely bring into custody. And you know what's fascinating? When you watch these arrests, in the absence of activists, they're usually quite orderly and peaceful, even if the fugitive is incredibly dangerous. But when activists show up at a place like Home Depot, when ICE is there arresting criminals, this is what happens.
Where are you gonna face me? He's a U.S. citizen. He's a U.S. citizen. Who are you?
He flat the tire. Get out of here.
He's a U.S. citizen. Don't touch me. That's my husband.
So here you have a group of federal agents in tactical gear making an arrest. And what does this person do? She inserts herself in the situation. That is incredibly dangerous. And if any of us did this to a local officer conducting their business, we'd be arrested too. Everyone knows that. You don't involve yourself with police when they're trying to take down someone who's dangerous. Even if they're your husband and you're trying to hide the fact that they just tried to injure officers by destroying the tires of their vehicle. And what's fascinating about this is these activists who are criminals. That's who and what they are. They seem to think if they stop being criminals, the world as we know it will end.
So, you think you know what pressure is? When 1 millimeter is the difference between life or not life, we call that a Tuesday.
A man's on his way to work when he drives up to the scene, and there's chaos and there's protests and an ICE raid on a California
Don't
farm.
go near this.
That's when things went wrong for U.S. citizen and Army veteran George Redez Jr. George works as a security guard at the Glass House Farms in Camarillo.
Here's his car.
And you can see his white car right here being blocked by a wall of agents. He exited his car and
he became part of what turned into a riot. If you don't want to get arrested and you see a line of federal agents in tactical gear, just Stay away from them. Don't drive your car right up to them. Get out of your vehicle and get in their faces and join in with all of this nonsense. Yet, as you're about to see, this is the normal behavior of activists all over the country. They see something happening and they just have to get involved, throwing themselves at law enforcement to try and help federal fugitives escape justice. Fugitives they don't even know about. People who've got rap sheets that make them so dangerous they shouldn't be anywhere in society. And oftentimes, just like the person in this CNN video, these are people driving by on their way somewhere else or on their way to engage in some normal activity. They see something going on, and what do? They just shoot right for it. This is at the Home Depot.
That's my husband.
Yup.
That's my husband. He's a U.S. citizen.
And he's a criminal. Look, there he is. Getting arrested.
Hitting him. He's under arrest. Hey, move back.
Look at how close she gets.
I told you. Man. He's my husband. He's a U.S. citizen. Why are you guys even here?
This woman should be arrested too.
Where is he going? Where is he going? That's my husband.
Get out of here.
You guys.
She could have wound up in that van. And these agents, they are so patient. I don't even know if I have that level of patience. And to be honest with you, since she got away with this, she was allowed to then get on TV and tell the cameras how awful and bigoted this entire event was. And what's fascinating is she obviously believes what she's saying, even though she just saw her husband, who, yes, is a U.S. citizen, but also tried to slash the tires on this vehicle. Something that could have put everybody in danger if that vehicle had started up with people inside of it who didn't know it had been compromised. Yet even after being part of this terrible altercation, these activists want the world to believe that ICE is in the wrong.
But it's still unclear why Border Patrol agents arrested her
it's
husband.
unclear.
Take a listen.
Be careful. This could happen to you. This could happen to your family. It's not about you.
It's
being
about
legal
attacking
or
police
illegal anymore. It's about you being brown.
No, it's not.
My husband would have never gotten targeted if he was white. If he wasn't brown, he would have never gotten
Or
targeted.
if he didn't attack police officers when they were trying to do their job. I mean, why are we leaving that out? Why do we want some scam to get on the news and be broadcast all over the place? I don't even blame the news. This woman is willing to stand there and lie to the faces of the news reporters while filming this entire thing and providing evidence to the news that incriminates her and demolishes her entire story.
We knew of the fears because of the president and everything
Oh
that
my
he's
goodness,
been
don't
doing.
blame the
and
president.
we know that our people are being targeted. Like, we knew all of that,
knew.
but we never thought it would be us because we're safe, right?
Agents took Castillo into custody after a brief foot chase in the parking lot where they took him to the ground. In the video that Andrea shared, you can hear
Listen
one
to
of the
this.
agents saying that Jose flattened a tire. Listen to this clip.
He just flat a tire.
KCRA3 obtained these images of the
Multiple news networks had this clip, and these guys here, Channel 3, they were the ones that put this clip out there. Good on them, because you know what? That's the real story here. And here she is telling the news that we knew there was fear. We knew this was happening, but we didn't know this was happening because her story is fake. You see how this works? Fake story exists as proof that this is actually happening when the stories themselves turn out to be hoaxes once they're investigated. And this isn't the first time we've seen this happen. A U.S. citizen got detained in a Home Depot parking lot just a couple of weeks ago for behaving in a very similar manner. And this is all being done to make the American people think that they are at risk from President Trump and from immigration enforcement, even if they've got legal status to be here. It's ridiculous. And what's really fascinating in this footage, you can see that there are multiple news crews filming this. And it's pretty smart of Border Patrol to get an actual network to come with them and cover things from their perspective, because if they don't do that, there is no PR machine that can keep up with the amount of lies that are being broadcast with activists knowingly not telling the truth in front of a TV camera.
A guy who said he was a
here
U.S.
she is in the
citizen
pink.
fleeing
That's
from
her
federal
running.
agents after they say he slashed the tires on one of their vehicles. You'll see him running away. He then gets taken to the ground and he tangles with agents while he's on the ground. It appeared he kind of lunged at one of them. His wife was yelling at agents the whole time, saying he's a U.S. citizen. The agent said, too bad. He slashed one of our tires. And then take a look at these photos here. We do have photos of the vehicle that had the tire slashed. There was one puncture mark.
Look at that.
It quickly deflated and the agents had to drive out of the area on their rims.
It requires a pretty good deal of force to slash a tire. So you've really got to mean it. This was not an accidental slashing right here. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty big rip right there. This guy had a tool with him, and he was probably just waiting for an opportunity to do this. But the most ridiculous part of all of this is that we can see her on the Fox cameras running after her husband.
It's Wayfair's biggest sale of the season. Save up to 80% off everything home during Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale with fast
husband. She was probably right next to him when he did this. And, you know, part of me wonders if her camera that filmed his arrest also filmed what he did to that police car, and we either haven't seen that video yet or may never see it. It's very fascinating how close she is to him when he's trying to evade federal agents, almost as if she's an accessory to this crime. But the good news is ICE is no longer supposed to ignore stuff like this. The president told them that if activists get up in their faces when they're trying to do targeted enforcement, that they're supposed to arrest those people too. And that's a good thing, because somebody who's willing to do this, slash police car tires, that person's dangerous. That person shouldn't be on the streets roaming around doing who knows what.
ICE officers today, because I wouldn't want to do this job right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, Lawrence, one great thing is the men and women of ICE are extremely brave, and you see that every day with the criminal aliens that they remove. It's hard for them right now, because when you have these lunatic leftists that are out there antagonizing crowds, calling on violence on ICE officers, you have elected officials calling on violence and the doxing of ICE officers. It's extremely stressful. It's stressful on them, it's stressful on their families, their co-workers, and all they want to do is their law enforcement mission. Yet they are being villainized and demonized for doing their lawful law enforcement job that they signed up for. I've had the opportunity to serve for 4 presidents, and I've never seen the rhetoric like it is.
I'm very proud to say that I work for ICE, and to have to take off my polo or, hide behind so that way my family is not put in danger or my colleagues are not put in danger. And I'm very, like I said, proud to work for ICE, and to have to kind of put my polo down or my badge away.
That's awful.
For the safety of us.
This is what the mayor of Chicago said.
Oh, the mayor of Chicago.
I don't want it to be lost that we are living in unprecedented times. It should not be lost that the president of the United States of America is using ICE as his own militarized force to engender and institute anxiety and fear.
Oh, my goodness.
How do you respond to that?
There's people who believe that. There's people who see the mayor of a major U.S. city get on TV and lie to the cameras, who actually believe this stuff and then go and do it themselves. That's exactly what we're watching here. We literally are watching people who know better, refuse to tell the truth, and then we're watching people who filmed themselves committing a crime, lie about what they just filmed and sent to the news. It's crazy. But don't be fooled. Most Americans are very happy that law enforcement is out there getting dangerous criminals and people who decide to become dangerous criminals and get in the faces of law enforcement.
Okay, there's only one person in here. Carol, I'm gonna probably set the brown one up. So we'll see, because I don't think the main one's working again. But at least I think we can get the brown one set up. So I'm gonna get it set up for 3 o'clock for the brown. And then we'll go from there. At least I got everything working, the camera working, so I think we can get the brown channel going. Bless everybody, love all. Thanks for coming in, testing out today, and hopefully we'll have a good show this afternoon.